we signed John Ross to a futures contract when the season was over. John Ross still has the fastest 40 time in combine history, and we know we like the speed guys and we like the short statured guys as well. Do you think? I mean, and also the main one is Justyn Ross. Everyone's talking about, had the serious injury in college, but at one point was number one receiver on a Clemson team that had T. Higgins and Hunter Renfrow on that squad, and he was the lead dog on that squad. I mean, there's been some clips from him in the at the Texas camp that Mahomes is hosting, and he looks solid. I mean, he looks like he's healthy. And that's what they were hoping by sitting him out last year, that he could gain health and come back and be the guy. I mean, I know it's one thing that like a lot of Chiefs fans want this to happen. They want us to be the team to kind of, get Justyn Ross and make him like, look, we got him it was an undrafted signing for us. Yeah. Gave him a year off, and now he's going to blossom here. I know we don't want to give this type of expectations for a guy who was an undrafted player. But what do you think are the chances of Justyn Ross, having this 1 year off that, he played for a team where he could get that leeway where sit out this year, get right, and come back next year? What do you realistically, what do you think we could see Justyn Ross? What do you think we could get from Justyn Ross this year? And it's based on just routes on air right now. That's all everyone's basing these highlights on right now.
Listen, I think, the guy's talented, right? We know that. And like you said, with a team that was rife with, other talent with Higgins and Renfrow, he shined. He was the guy. He was the man. And there was a reason. And the thing is, it's all about, is he going to be healthy? That's the question with him. That's really the reality of what we're talking about this situation. He will be an absolutely wonderful surprise. If he's able to remain healthy through this season, being with Patrick Mahomes, learning and starting to develop through the offense and all those different things, man, he will be an absolute pleasant surprise. And so I think that's really the main thing that everybody's kind of looking at. That's what they're looking for. If a guy like this can stay on the field, then he without a doubt fills a lot of the holes that you had in some of the questions that you were thinking of going into the season, during the offseason. And so it's the same thing kind of with John Ross. Well, he might have one of the fastest 40 times, but I don't care how fast you are. If you ain't on the field to show it, it don't matter. You can be 4.2 on the streets. You know what I mean?
True.
So, and he's had a couple of stops, Giants and Cincinnati for one, I know for sure.
Yep.
Was there another one? Was he at the Cardinals?
I mean, I know the only places he got burned, like playing time, was Cincinnati and New York.
I knew those two. Yeah, for sure. So I don't know if he was out on third or not. But going back to it, what I was just saying about him is, look, he has speed. We know he has speed. Okay. Can he stay on the field? That's the main thing. And so we could talk about all these guys' abilities and what they can do and how fast they are and whatnot. The best ability is availability, right? We know this. We know the best ability is availability. And so if you're not available, then you can't display the 4.2. You can't show the flashes and the speed. You can't show all those things. What good is it if I have a Maserati or Ferrari in the garage that's got 2 flats on it? Right? I mean, shoot, it's sucker doesn't look good. Oh man, it looks good. You know how fast that thing? Yeah, I know how fast it goes. When you gonna get those tires fixed? Well, that's a different question, right? It might just have to remain there in the garage. But man, look, John Ross, Justyn Ross. These are 2 Ross guys, the 2 Ross brothers. I'm starting calling the Ross brothers. Okay. We're able to get something out of those guys, and hopefully it's a pleasant surprise, like I said, and what everybody's anticipating. Then, man, the Chiefs are going to be in a better position than they were after the season was over. So, I do believe if Justyn Ross stays healthy, he's going to bring a lot to the table, man. I think he's going to be an exciting guy. Especially, can you imagine a guy who hasn't played? Type of passion where he's ready to come out here and the fire he's ready to let loose. Oh my gosh, I'm excited for him. I mean, I know that feeling. I know how that feels to actually be set out with an injury. Okay. for an entire year. And then all of that pent up, like waiting to come out and talent what you want to display, and you just let it all hang out, man. You just like, nothing can stop me. Like, I done been in the dumps. Now it's time for me to show what I can do. And I tell you what, the Chiefs Kingdom, man, will welcome me with open arms. They're talking about it right now. He will come, man. Oh my gosh, I can just see the excitement right now. So hopefully it works out. Hopefully that works out, man. I hope he stays healthy all the way through, learns everything he needs to offensively, man. It just helps out the Chiefs tremendously.
Yeah, he has his story too. I mean, if he I know there's a lot of Chief fans who think he's going to become the next big thing, and I think that's unfair to him to place these expectations on him, like the acting like he's a number one or top two round pick. It's like, he was an undrafted guy. He had that really awful spinal injury, and then he had the foot injury that he had to get surgery on last year. But it's like, don't place these expectations on the guy. Like, if he can get on the field and give us even what Justin Watson gave us last year, or even a little bit of that. That's gold. He was an undrafted guy. Let's not forget that. But yeah, if he shows anything what he showed in Clemson, forget about it.
Well, look, and this is what a veteran presence would do. A veteran player would be able to help in his development. Like, listen, man, hey, all you need to go out there and just do your job. That's it. You don't have to think you had to come in and be save the entire team and everything will be on your shoulders. We got guys here. We got several guys here. All you need to do is add on to that. That's it. And just do your job. You do your job, and just when you go out there and you just go play this lights out, that's all we need for you to do. Don't worry about no pressure, anything like that, right? You don't beat the odds, okay? You was a free agent. They said they didn't even know if he was going to play because of, what you was going through medically. Right now, this is a blessing. Hey, take it for everything that it's worth, okay? Don't put nothing else on you that you don't need to, okay? You just go out there and just play ball. That's all you need to do.
Yeah. Some people never expected him to play football again. I mean, he's already defied the odds in that respect already.
Right, and like I said, a veteran guy is going to be able to help him with that transition. He's going to be able to help him in that growth. Understanding what it means to kind of be in the NFL. So, and these guys, I mean, MVS and those guys, they help him out. They will. They'll help him out. So hey, look, and I want to miss this. There's a lot of compelling stories just in that room in itself, right? I mean, seriously, if you think about it. With guys who went through injuries and whatnot, and then maybe thinking you were something and you're not. Maybe the expectations, was high. Then all of a sudden you don't feel them. Hey, man, this might give these guys a little bit of like some edge that they need. You know what I'm saying? Something on their shoulders that they can all just band together and try to attack. So
that's a good point. That's actually a very good point. It's a very hungry. It's very it's a very prove yourself wide receiver room. Guys who have a lot to prove to a lot of doubters out there for whatever reasons. Where Tony, people thinking he's a bust. John Ross thinking he's a bust. Sky Moore coming from a MAC school. Not being a smaller stature guy. A lot of counted out type guys in one room, and I think that there's a lot to say to that.
Oh yeah, no doubt about it. No doubt about it. So be good.
Yeah,
can't have a better guy at the helm though. Patrick Mahomes. Like, because people need to understand the importance of having a quarterback like that, who is somebody who is on your side all the time, who is rooting for you all the time, who doesn't get on you about if you miss a route, if you don't understand something. Like, he seemed like a guy that's going to explain it to you. He's very easygoing, and just that's the type of quarterback you need. Can you imagine these guys playing for an Aaron Rodgers? I mean, you see what happened last year with some of these guys. You know what I mean? And I couldn't. It'd be the worst situation ever for somebody like a young group like this to go in and play. MVS seen it, just so he was ready to get out of there, right?
Yeah.
So happy he was able to come down here in Kansas City, and guess what? So he was striving.
Yeah.
So sometimes, man, change of a venue, an environment will do it for you. And all these guys have been different places. Maybe this is home for them. This is welcome home. You are here. You are home. You don't have to look over your shoulders. You come out here and you work. You are home. So,
well, it shows you what kind of environment to piggyback off that. Talking about Mahomes, but what you have with Mahomes versus a guy like Rodgers. Mahomes is the second year he's running this little Texas camp for receivers.
Yeah,
some of the guys who are there are guys like Justyn Ross, who didn't even play last year, who's there running routes. And he was a guy who was just sat out all season. Smith-Marsette, who, we signed at the end of the year, who, these guys, and I guess a good way, Rodgers is one of those is essentially the way Rodgers and all the media is the way everyone's kind of talked about him with, not telling rookies the hand signals. You have to figure that out on your own. It's like an A-list actor not talking to the other actors on set, where Mahomes is the A-list actor and he's talking to everybody and everyone. And that's why he's so different compared to a Rodgers type, that's what it seems like to me. Right.
He's like a Denzel Washington taking the young people under their wing and talking to them, right, about what the business is all about and how you're supposed to do it. Yep. He like some of these other, I guess, yahoos. Who's an actor that you've heard has been like that? Like, you don't look at me. You can't even speak to me. I know Christian Bale kind of got like one of those things, one of those raps and stuff.
Oh, Tom Cruise. He's apparently what I've read on a lot of these big pop culture guy, but apparently with Tom Cruise, you can't look at him in the eyes. He doesn't like people looking at him in the eyes.
Tom Cruise?
When you address him, you cannot. If you're the first time addressing him, you cannot look at him in his eyes. He pretty much has to give you permission to look at him and straight in the face.
Well, he's only 5'3", so I don't know.
It's true.
Yeah, I'm just messing. Hey, look, I'm playing, Tom. So, hey, no, seriously, like for real, like don't look at you in the eyes, like for real, like why would you? But I guess people are like weird like that. Whatever, if that's what gets him to be, the box office star that he is, and he feels like it gets him there. I think it's more so. It's about how you make other people feel, right? It's about getting the best out of other people around you. Yep. So Patrick could do those things. We know Patrick could do those things. Travis Kelce could do those things. MVS and those guys that's going to be in the room, they're going to be able to do it. Get another veteran guy there. I'm going to keep going back to that. Get another veteran guy there that can, boost this whole position up. Yeah. Get a guy there. So
your last thing on the whole Texas stuff. Mahomes, there's a video of Mahomes throwing balls to all the receivers, but then your boy Jody Fortson was there rocking a Black Mamba Kobe Bryant jersey, catching balls on the field. Mahomes dropping him in the bucket. Fortson looks good. I don't know if he's been in the weight room, but he looks jacked up, man. Yeah, Fortson looks like he's primed for a real big season. And hey, if we don't fill this room with another veteran, maybe he's getting more snaps out of the X position. Maybe going out.
Well, look, we know that guys is so varied offense. We know Jody can go out there wide and make anybody look silly. Yeah, but he can go up and go get the football too. He can make plays. So, like I said, that I think if you're looking at it from that standpoint, full perspective, the whole scope of things, we know we can fall back on the tight ends. We already know we got the number one tight end in the league. Period. Okay, and catches and yards and exciting. And then you got Jody Fortson, who's right there with you. The old grade could come out there and do whatever, catch the same thing. It's where he's learned a lot from Travis. So we got capable guys in the room. We got guys. We got guys on that offense, right? We do. So I don't know. Maybe we could find a veteran guy. Who would that veteran guy be? I don't know who yet.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out the best clips from Chief Concerns. And if you prefer to listen to the show, subscribe and follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and anywhere else you get your podcasts.